Ergonomics. Organise your work area, for example your kitchen, for a more effective use of space. Make sure all surfaces are correct. Best height to enable an efficient transfer. Have a specific area for each job, storing essential equipment there for immediate use. For example, tea making area with tea, kettle, etc. in place, or washing powder could be next to the washing machine. Good lighting is essential to limit eye strain. Walking and balancing is more difficult in poor light. Good ventilation is important, especially in a kitchen where the oven is on. Heat causes increased fatigue. Keep your work areas as uncluttered as possible. If you have problems gripping, tasks will be easier if you use utensils or equipment with thicker handles. We will demonstrate these later. Lifestyle analysis. These fatigue management principles need to be incorporated into your daily life in order to reduce the impact of fatigue. The following information provides advice on personal care, for example dressing, domestic activities like cooking, work and leisure activities. These are some of the practical things that we would recommend that you have a look at. What you can do is you can spend a fortune on a lot of different things, but the best thing to do is get in touch with your occupational therapist and see what's available, have a trial of it and take it from there. So don't go out and spend a fortune on things that actually you might never use again. What we're going to do is demonstrate with Sam here just a normal can opener, and then we'll show you something that would make it a bit easier for you with regards to your fatigue management. Over to you, Sam. Thank you. So it can take a bit of effort to use a normal can opener. Thank you. And then what I'm going to show you is one of the things that people are using at the moment, which is this one here. I've got another can here to show you. Now with this one, Sam, what you need to do is just line up this here with the can there, and then you just press the button. So I'll let you have a try of that and we'll see if that's easier for you. That's it. If you're using this type of implement, just be careful with the sharp edges around the can. So you can see that Sam didn't actually have to do anything physical, which is good for his fatigue management, so it's definitely a lot easier. There's a lot of different things on the market and it's worth shopping around and speaking to your occupational therapist to see what's available. If you've got a tremor, this type of thing can make it a lot easier as well. The next thing we're going to demonstrate is the ring pull opener. Sometimes people find it quite difficult just to get this open here. So what we're going to do with Sam is demonstrate this type of thing. Again, there's a lot of different ones on the market and it's worth having a look again. So what you do with this, Sam, is you just put that one in there and all you do is bring it back like that. So have a try and see if that is quite easy for you.
Oh,
thank you.
sorry.
It's okay. So that's your ring pull can opener. What we have here is Sam is sitting on a perching stool, which can make it easier for fatigue management because it just means you can sit, you can do the dishes, for example, or you might want to do your ironing, and using this is quite beneficial for that. So we've just got Sam sitting on this today just to demonstrate the perching stool. What we're going to do is show you the kettle tipper here and how that works. And again, this is to manage your fatigue and make it easier for you. So I'm just going to pop a wee cup in front of there. We've put some water in this already and we're just going to demonstrate just the tipping of it. what you need to remember with this, Sam, is just to line up that cup there, because obviously we're having the boiling water, so how would we try that? Okay. What I would say about this one is that sometimes you have to have the kettle fairly full for the water to come out, so just keep an eye on it that it's not too low. The other thing you can do if you were making a cup of tea, for example, is use the microwave, because that can be easy as well and it saves you having to use a kettle. Or the other option is one of these wee travel kettles, which is obviously lighter and you don't have to have so much water in that. So it's whatever's easier for yourself. But again, get in touch with your local occupational therapist and they would be able to advise you and give you a try of what's available. So what we're going to do, Sam, is I'm just going to demonstrate what you would normally do in a kitchen, and we're just going to pop some water in that pot and just pop over to the sink like you would do at home normally. So I'll just let you have a go with that. Thank you. With that task, if you've got boiling water for one thing, you've got to be very safe with that. And if you have mobility issues or you're feeling particularly fatigued, the walking over to the sink can sometimes be a bit more difficult. So what we'll do now is I'll demonstrate an easier way to do it with regards to your fatigue. Okay? So this time we're going to look at an easier way to do it. Obviously sitting on the perch and stool if you need to is a great way for your balance as well. We have the pot here, and this is called a pot stand, which you can use, and what you do is you just put that on your hob and it just keeps that in place so you don't have to hold it if you were stirring anything, for example. So that's something worth thinking about if you need that. We have here some Dyson matting, which allows that just to keep things steady, so especially if you have a tremor, for example, that's a good idea. So what we're going to do is we're just going to demonstrate, rather than having to go round to the sink, is just popping some water in the pot from this jug here. I'll let you just pop that in there. Thank you. And one of the other things that people find quite beneficial is this thing here, which is a drainer. Now the idea of this is like a bit like your old chip pan idea. So what you would do is you would put in your raw vegetables, potatoes, pasta, for example, and you just pop it in there, let your food cook, and then when you finish doing that, you just need to do that and give it a wee shake. So it makes it a bit easier, and it's also a lot safer. You can then just let the water cool down and you don't have to then try and drain the boiling water at the sink or with a colander or whatever. These are some of the items that you can get, can make it a bit easier for you. For example, we have the jar opener and the can opener here. We have tap turners here. This is the Dyson matting and the drainer. This is the pot stand. We have different types of jar openers here, and we have this board here. It can be used for buttering bread, and it can also be used for peeling vegetables by putting the vegetable on here. So it makes it a bit easier. The reason for showing you these items is mainly to look at your fatigue management, because it can make it a bit easier just to use these things. Some of them might be useful for you, but they're certainly worth trying with the occupational therapist first to see if they're beneficial for you. Sometimes people can have difficulty getting on and off the bed, especially if they're fatigued. So we're going to show you a couple of pieces of equipment which can make it easier for you. What we're going to do is demonstrate the leg lifter here, which can make it easier, especially to get your legs into the bed. And this changes shape at the bottom so you can fit it around your foot. I'll just let you demonstrate that, Jenny. And what we do now is we would just bring ourselves round into the bed, and whatever leg is most difficult would be where you would use the leg lifter. You can use it with both legs if you need to, and then you just bring it out like that. The other thing we have here is the bed rail, which can make it easier, especially from getting from lying to sitting. So if you're fatigued, perhaps during the night, if you're needing to get up to go to the loo, something like this can be very useful. Now the idea with this is you would use your arms just to grip it round here, Jenny, and then bring your legs round. Again, you can use the leg lifter at this stage if you need to, and pull yourself up to a sitting position. You can also use it to get your balance from sit to stand as well, which can be quite beneficial. The other thing to think about is getting dressed in the morning or of an evening. If you're feeling particularly fatigued, there can be pieces of equipment that can make that a bit easier for you. If you have difficulty bending forward, for example, this sock aid can make that a bit easier, and Jenny's going to demonstrate that. So what we're going to do is Jenny's going to pop her sock onto the sock aid and just take the sock up to the ridge. Then by using the cords, she's just going to place her foot into the sock aid. Again, you can change the shape of this to make it easier. And what you need to do now, Jenny, is just pull the cords round. The idea with this sock aid is that it would bring the sock round the heel, so if you have difficulty bending forward or lifting your legs up, this can make it a bit easier for you. There are other types of sock aids, like this type here. There's a lot of different ones on the market, and again, if you speak to your occupational therapist, they will have these in stock and you can try whichever one's easier for yourself. Another gadget which can make it easier, again for bending forward, is the helping hand. There's lots of different types of these available on the market, and again, have a try of them first. So Jenny's just going to bring her shoe over and pop her shoe back on. This again saves you bending forward. Other types of things for dressing are, for example, the button hook. If you have problems with fine finger movements, this can be beneficial if you struggle with small buttons. And the idea is you would just put that into a button and pull it through. And what we have here are elastic shoelaces, which can be beneficial. These are for trainers, and you would just thread them just like you normally would, and then you tie them. And what it saves you having to do is to do your shoelaces up. Ask your occupational therapist to show you these things and try them.